Single dad took a night job no one wanted. By morning, the billionaire was at his door. At 3 in the morning, when the city is quiet and the lights feel lonely, some choices change a life forever. A single dad said yes to a job everyone else refused, not knowing that a simple act of kindness before sunrise would echo all the way to a billionaire's front gate. By morning, the knock at his door wasn't from a bill collector or a worried neighbor. It was from a stranger whose life had been saved by compassion in the darkest hour. Before the story begins, take a moment to support the channel. If stories about real human kindness move you, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us keep bringing meaningful stories to you here on Heartfelt Moments. Mark Davis had learned to live on tired. Tired from working 2 jobs. Tired from packing lunches at midnight. Tired from pretending he wasn't scared about the future. At 38, he was a single father to 8-year-old Lily, and she was the center of his world. After Lily's mom passed away 3 years earlier, Mark promised himself he would never let his daughter feel alone. But promises didn't pay rent. His daytime job at a warehouse barely covered groceries and utilities. When the landlord raised the rent again, Mark took the only shift available at a local manufacturing plant, overnight maintenance. It was the job no one wanted. The hours were brutal, the work dirty, and the pay just enough to keep the lights on. Mark would clock in at 10 p.m. and clock out just before sunrise, then hurry home to wake Lily for school. Sleep came in short pieces, like broken glass. On his first night, the supervisor warned him. "Most people quit by the end of the week," he said. "You'll be alone out there. Just do the work and don't get involved." Mark nodded. He needed the money. He didn't ask questions. Around 2:40 a.m., while checking the far end of the property, Mark noticed a luxury sedan stopped near the loading docks. The engine was running. The headlights were off. That was strange. He walked closer, his boots echoing on the concrete. Through the windshield, he saw a man slumped over the steering wheel. Not asleep. Something was wrong. Mark hesitated. The supervisor's words echoed in his mind. "Don't get involved." Then he thought of Lily. If that were him someday, alone and scared, he'd pray someone would stop. Mark tapped on the window. No response. He opened the door. The man inside was pale, sweating, barely conscious. Mark didn't know who he was. He didn't see a billionaire. He saw a human being in trouble. Mark called 911 immediately. While waiting, he stayed with the man, speaking calmly, keeping him awake, holding his hand when it started to shake. He used his jacket to keep him warm and talked about ordinary things, baseball, weather, kids, anything to keep him present. Sirens finally cut through the night. Paramedics rushed the man to the hospital. Before they closed the ambulance doors, the man looked at Mark with weak eyes and whispered, "Thank you." Mark watched the ambulance disappear, then went back to work like nothing happened. No one else saw it. No one praised him. He finished his shift, went home, and made pancakes for Lily. "Daddy, you look extra tired," she said. Mark smiled. "That's okay, Peanut." Later that morning, after Lily left for school, Mark collapsed onto the couch. He slept for barely 2 hours before a loud knock jolted him awake. Someone was at the door. He opened it, expecting maybe a neighbor or a delivery. Instead, he saw 2 men in suits and a woman holding a folder. Behind them, a sleek black SUV idled at the curb. "Mr. Mark Davis?" the woman asked. "Yes?" "We're looking for the man who helped save a life last night." Mark's stomach dropped. "Is he okay?" A 4th man stepped forward slowly. He looked different now. Clean. Steady. Alive. "I'm okay because of you," the man said, his voice thick with emotion. "My name is Robert Hale." The name meant nothing to Mark at first. Then the woman said it. "Mr. Hale is the founder and CEO of Hale Industries." Mark's breath caught. He'd heard of the company. Everyone had. I didn't know who you were, Mark said quickly. Robert nodded. That's why I'm here. Robert explained that he had been working non-stop, ignoring warning signs, pushing his body too far. That night, driving home alone, his heart gave out. If Mark hadn't stopped, no one would have found him until morning. I'd been surrounded by people my whole life, Robert said quietly. But last night, I was alone. And you didn't walk away. Robert asked about Mark's life. About Lily. About the night job. Mark didn't hold back. He told the truth. About the bills. The exhaustion. The fear of not being enough. Robert listened. Then he did something Mark never expected. I can't repay what you did, Robert said. But I can honor it. Within weeks, Robert arranged a full-time daytime position for Mark at one of his facilities, with benefits and flexible hours. He covered Mark's medical bills. He paid off the overdue rent. He even set up a college fund for Lily. But the most meaningful gift wasn't money. Robert showed up. He came to Lily's school play. He checked in on Mark. He treated them like family, not a headline. One night, months later, Mark tucked Lily into bed. "Daddy," she said softly, "why do you always help people?" Mark thought for a moment. "Because someone once needed help," he said. "And I hope someone would do the same for you." Kindness didn't make Mark rich overnight. It didn't erase all his struggles. But it changed the direction of his life, and someone else's, forever. The truth is, kindness doesn't need recognition to matter. It doesn't ask who someone is or what they can give back. It simply shows up when it's needed most. And sometimes, in the quiet hours before morning, a single choice to care can open a door you never imagined. If this story touched your heart, let it remind you that kindness is never wasted. You never know who is watching, who is hurting, or how far one simple act can travel. Go into your day with compassion. Hold the door. Make the call. Stop when others walk away. Because the world changes, one kind moment at a time.